Hey music nerds, on this week's Music Nerd, Adele has confirmed that she will be performing the theme for Skyfall, the next James Bond movie. Some fun facts. In what will be her first musical release since 21, Adele came out this week and said that the rumors have indeed been true. She did record the theme for Skyfall. Now, first of all, are there any other singers out there right now who could have possibly even been considered for this? I can't think of any contemporary artists who would fit the Bond aesthetic. Beyonce? Florence Welch, maybe? Help me out here. What other contemporary singers are out there that could have possibly been considered for Bond girl theme status? Anyway, in honor of Adele's bondage, in honor of Adele's status as the latest Bond theme performer, here are 5 fun facts about the music of Bond movies of yore. 5. For Your Eyes Only singer Sheena Easton was the only Bond theme performer to actually make an appearance in her respective Bond movies' opening title sequence. 4. Many alternate versions of Bond themes have been recorded in the past that weren't ultimately used for the movies by really notable artists such as Johnny Cash, Alice Cooper, and Blondie, just to name a few. 3. Thunderball, the Bond movie from 1965, had its theme performed by Tom Jones, and after holding the song's high note for 8 seconds, he fainted in the studio. That's not so hard. 2. The only Bond theme to reach number 1 on the US Billboard charts was the 1985 theme to A View to a Kill, performed by Duran Duran. And number 1, Amy Winehouse actually began recording the theme to the last Bond movie, Quantum of Solace, but the project was abandoned because, according to her producer Mark Ronson, quote, she was not ready to record music. The theme was ultimately performed by Jack White and Alicia Keys. If you are caught watching this video at work, we will disavow any knowledge of your existence. On last week's Music Nerd, username Project left a comment saying, and I quote, Dan is hot. All right. Yes, there's one. Also commenting, weighing in on the discussion about Neil Young's new, very super high quality music player Pono, username ZeppelinHead93 said, I care a lot about the sound quality of my music. Vinyl is my favorite format, even though it's pricier than iTunes or CDs. I like the depth and quality I can get out of new and old records, so much better than MP3s. You know, personally, if I'm being honest here, I don't care that much about audio quality, not enough to care about the difference between MP3 and studio quality sound, usually. What does get me sometimes, though, is where my headphones or speaker setup sucks to the point where I can't hear any bass at all. The worst case scenario for me is when I'm on an airplane and I want to listen to something bass heavy, like say the Black Dahlia Murder, and all I have are dinky little earbud headphones. You know, the speakers in earbud headphones aren't physically big enough to actually accommodate the full bass waveform. And you know, when you're competing with the white noise from the plane's engines, forget about it. With metal, if all you're hearing is treble, all you're getting is I like to hear the guitars. This week's highest rated Music Nerd Playlist Edition suggestion comes from, drumroll please, Hunter McLeod. Hunter suggested, and I quote, RHCP Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Great! Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers has been added to the official Music Nerd YouTube playlist. To give that a listen, click right here or the link in the description. And if you have an idea as to what album we should add to the official Music Nerd YouTube playlist next week, leave it as a comment below. The highest rated comment wins. Any whoozle, that just about does it for this week's Music Nerd. Before we go, a couple links that I didn't have time to get into in Music Nerd itself, but you might find interesting. Neil Young showed off Pono on the David Letterman show. Link to that video below. Also, there's an article in The Guardian, a British newspaper, about how Gangnam Style might actually be reinforcing negative stereotypes about Asian men. And also, all of the Bond songs. There's a YouTube video that takes 15 seconds from every Bond song ever, and compiled it all together. So, give that a watch, listen, whatever you call it when it's an audio file on YouTube. And subscribe to Fuse. There's one. There's at least one.